Good morning, Apba fans and Apba Hockey fans, to the first semifinal game of the 2025 Tigerbob's Apba Hockey Tournament, as we got the 2018-19 Boston Bruins against the 2018-19 St. Louis Blues. Boston got here by beating Montreal 6-2. They beat San Jose 5-2. They had 2 goals from Marchand, 2 from Bergeron, and 2 from Pastrnak so far. And we're going up in St. Louis. The St. Louis got here by beating Anaheim 6-0 in the first round, and they beat Vegas 5-2 in the second round. So they got 11 goals in the 2 games. Steen has 3 goals for him. O'Reilly has 2. And Tarasenko has 2. So let's get ready to play some semifinal hockey here on the @Tigerbob Broadcasting Network. So we are ready to drop the puck. Puck's at center ice, and we got Bergeron's a 5, and O'Reilly's a 5. So we got an even face-off. An even 9. Visiting left wing has the puck, and we are underway here. Here comes Marchand. And the Boston Bruins. Marchand, 26, is a 14. ODA drops it to a 16, taken away by the left wing. Shen. And here comes St. Louis the other way. We are 30 seconds in. 26 is a 15. 15 drops to an 18. And that is taken away by the right wing. Both teams playing some good defense early here in the game. And here comes Pastrnak, the powerful #1 line of Boston. Pastrnak, 12 is a 5. 5 drops to a 7. That's a possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots for the block. We're looking at the red dice. It is a 5. St. Louis blocks the shot. And it's an 8, so they block it, and we have a defensive zone face-off down in St. Louis's end. Battle of the 5s. O'Reilly versus Bergeron. It's an 8. Visiting center. Bergeron has it. Offensive zone win. Bergeron. 54-32. Offense wins. If they got a physical 16, 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, they do not have a physical. They're going to pass the puck to Pastrnak. Has the puck. Pastrnak, 34, is a 7. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 5 shots for the block. Red dice. Block shot. St. Louis. Block shot. Number 9. Deflects to the centerman, O'Reilly. Second block for St. Louis. And St. Louis on the attack. Ryan O'Reilly, 14's a 30. We have an early icing here. At this point in time, we got a first line change here for Boston. As I bring out the number 2 lines, I change my lines about every 2.5 minutes. Defenseman about every 5 minutes. St. Louis cannot get a change because you cannot change on icing. So 5 versus a 3. St. Louis is a +2. 9 on the +2. Disadvantage center. Offensive zone win. Kretzky, offensive zone win. 61. 61's a 28. Taken away by the right wing. David Perron. And we're going to get a change on the fly. It's a 5. It'll be a corner battle. Corner battle dice rolls going to be a 5, so it's going to be the centerman. Centerman has a 9. 12 for Carlo. Carlo keeps the puck. And here comes Boston. Both teams have the new lines out. Here comes Brandon Carlo leading them. 31. 31's a 7. Possible block. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5 shots for the block. It's a 1. Block shot. St. Louis. Block shot for a defensive zone face-off. Third block shot early in the game here as we are 3 minutes in the game. And another face-off down in St. Louis's end. St. Louis is a... Actually, we got Boston. There's a +1 on the face-off. 10 on the +1. Disadvantage centerman. Barbashev trying to bring it out of the defensive end. Barbashev, 22's a 3. Shot on goal. Barbashev. 34 is the shot range. 55. First shot on goal. Out of the range. Tuukka Rask in the goal. 45 is a 6. He holds up a face-off down in Boston's end. As we are 3.5 minutes in. Kretzky's a +1 over Barbashev, so Boston gets a +1 on the face-off. 10 on the +1. Disadvantage. Center. Barbashev in the offensive zone. 32 is a 26. Taken away by the left wing. DeBrusk. Here comes Jake DeBrusk in Boston. 41. 41's the 7. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 6. They do not get the block. DeBrusk gets a shot. Shot range of 26. 42. First shot on goal for Boston is out of the range. Binnington, 33. Saves it to the left defenseman. Vince Dunn. St. Louis on the attack. Vince Dunn leading the way. 44 is a 1. He skates right in. Vince is going to get a shot. Shot range of 15. Fires the puck. 56. Out of the range. Second shot on goal for St. Louis. Tuukka Rask. 34 is a 31. That's going to be a shot for Tarasenko. As he gives up the shot to Tarasenko. Here's a shot range of 22. 26 is out of the range. Third shot on goal for St. Louis. Tuukka Rask. 52 is a 27. They got to try and clear it. They got a clearing of 8. They clear the puck out of the zone. Solid defense. We are 5 minutes in. We got the number 3 lines coming. We got a little stoppage here. We got the number 3 lines coming out. And we're going to switch out our defenseman too. And the number 3 lines. So we got Sundqvist, Maroon, Steen versus Akari, Heenan, and Wagner. And then we have Krug and Shara. As we got a face-off. Down in St. Louis's end. Akari is a 2 on the face-off. Sundqvist is a 2. So we got an even face-off. Even 5. Home left wing. Maroon coming out of the defensive end. 24 is a 9. Taken away by the right defenseman, Shara. And here comes Boston. Zdeno Chara. 13's a 22. Taken away by the centerman, Sundqvist. Here comes Oscar Sundqvist with the puck. 26-24. Taken away by the left defenseman, Krug. Torrey Krug, Boston. 15. 15's a 2. Krug's going to skate in and get a shot. Shot range of 12. Shoots the puck. 63. Out of the range. Second shot on goal for Boston. Binnington, 32 is a 26. Cannot make a clean save. They have to try and clear it. They have a clearing of 8 between them. Dice rolls a 5. St. Louis clears the puck. And we got a defensive zone face-off. Down in St. Louis's end. Even. 2 versus the 2. A 9 on the even. Visiting left wing. Heenan in the offensive zone. 31 is a 5 in the offensive zone. He gets a shot. Heenan shooting to 21. Lets it rip. 51 out of the range. Third shot on goal for Boston. Jordan Binnington, 64 is a 4. Saves it to the left wing. And here comes Patrick Maroon. St. Louis, 45-26. Chipped off the puck. Heenan has it. We got to have a change on the fly. Dice rolls a 1. Nice clean change on the fly. Goes down to Maroon. We got the number 4 line coming out. The number 4 line plays. They come in for 1 shift and they play about 7.5 minutes a game. Change on the fly. Coming the other way. It's a 5. So we're going to have a corner battle. Dice rolls a 6. So the centerman's in on the corner battle. Centerman's a 7. Chara's a 13. Chara keeps the puck. We got the number 4 lines out, and here comes Zdeno Chara with the puck for Boston. 46 is a 43. We're going to check for possible bench minors. St. Louis is a 21. It's a 25. Boston's a 12 on bench minors. Oh, Boston's a snake eyes. Boston takes the bench minor. Chara hits the puck over the boards and gets a delay a game. St. Louis on the first power play of the game as they bring up the #1 power play team with O'Reilly, Shen, Perrin, Dunn, and Paracco. And Boston took out the right wing. So we got the face-off. We got the 5 versus the 3. We got the +2 for St. Louis. 10 on the +2. Disadvantage left wing. Short-handed team has the puck. And here comes the short-handed team. Joakim Nordstrom. 34 is a 31. Man disadvantage. If they got the physical aid, it's taken away by the centerman. Power play team. O'Reilly. St. Louis. 35 is a 3 on the man advantage. He gets a shot on goal. 22 gets adjusted up to 25. O'Reilly. 61. Shoots the puck. Out of the range. Tuukka Rask. 43 is a 29. That is going to be a shot by Shen. 21 goes up to 24. Shen shoots the puck out of the range. 4th shot on goal for St. Louis. Tuukka Rask. 23 is a 6. They're going to hold it for a face-off. We got 90 seconds left in the St. Louis power play. +2. 9 on the +2. Disadvantage center, the short-handed team. Curly, short-handed. 16's a 28. Goes to Perron. Power play. Perron. 31's a 4. Possible tip-in. 2 is so the highest guy gets a 5 on a tip-in. That would be the forward. Shen. 6, 5. Tip-in. Tip-in. +2. 21 goes to 23, 24, 25, 26. Shen, shot range, 26. It's a 66. Out of the range. Tuukka Rask, 64 is a 5. No right wing in, so they're going to hold it for a face-off. So we have 1 minute left in the power play. St. Louis putting some power on, some pressure. It's a 2. A 2-7. On the +2, visitor is booted out of there, so Nordstrom's going to take it. O'Reilly a +5. On the face-off, 9 +5, advantage right defenseman. Paracco. Power play, 36. 33. He's taking a penalty. Paracco's going to the penalty box. So we're going to have 30 seconds of 4-on-4 action. And then Boston will go on the power play. So we got 30 seconds of 4-on-4 action. Bergeron, O'Reilly. We got the #1 lines in for both teams. So even on the face-off. Dice roll. 6. On the even. Visiting right wing. We didn't have a right wing in there. 7. Home centerman, O'Reilly. 4-on-4. It's 21. 21's a 31. They got a physical at 12. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They do not have a physical at 12. He's going to pass the puck to Shen. 4-on-4. 42. 42's a 6. It's a possible shot if they have anybody with a 42 on the assist. They do not. We got a neutral zone face-off. So that is the end of the penalty there, and we're going to have a power play now for Boston. So we got 90 seconds of power play for Boston, and we have 10 minutes left in the first period of hockey. We got Bergeron versus Riley. They are both 5s. We got a 4 on the even. We got the home right defenseman. And here comes a short-handed team. Bortuzzo. 35 is a 6. Man disadvantage. We will have a neutral zone face-off. That eats up another 30 seconds. 1 minute left in the Boston power play. 5 versus 5. We got a 7. We got a home centerman. Here comes St. Louis. Short-handed. 44 is a 1. O'Reilly skates right in. Short-handed. Shot range of 22. O'Reilly puts in the short-handed. He puts it on the range. Tuukka Rask. 55. Saves it to the right defenseman. Oh, what a big scoring opportunity. St. Louis almost gets the short-handed goal. We got 30 seconds left in the power play. And here comes Boston. Power play. 24. 24 is a 27. That is taken away by the centerman. And we are back to full strength for both teams with 8.5 minutes left in the first period of action. And here comes O'Reilly with the puck. 54, 32. They got 14 on defense. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They do not. So O'Reilly, he's going to pass the puck to David Perron with the puck. St. Louis, Perron, 25. 25 is a 2. He skates in, he gets a shot. Perron has a shot range of 32. Lets it fly. 52, out of the range. 7th shot on goal. Tuukka Rask, 45 is a 6. He holds it for a face-off down in Boston's end. As we got 8 minutes left in first period of action. And we are scoreless so far. And we got the number 2 lines coming out. And they're going to be out there with the number 3 defense pairings. So we got the Barbashev line. We got the Gretzky line. And we got the face-off down in Boston's end. Barbashev's a 2. Gretzky's a 3. +1. Face-off 8. +1. Disadvantaged left wing. Offensive zone win for Schwartz in St. Louis. 51's a 2 in the offensive zone. He skates right in and gets a shot. Shooting through 14 for Jaden Schwartz. 64. Out of the range. 8th shot on goal, but only one of them within the range. Tuukka Rask, 16's a 28. They got to try and clear it. Clearing a 6. It's a 3. Boston clears the puck. We have a face-off. Boston's end. 7.5 minutes left. First period. Boston, a +1 on the face-off. 8 on the +1. Disadvantage left wing. Schwartz coming in on the offensive zone win. Schwartz, 52's a 27. Taken away by the centerman, David Gretzky. Both these teams like they're playing pretty tight right now. Here comes Boston. Gretzky, 24's a 9. Block shot. Left defenseman, St. Louis. St. Louis's 4th block shot. Joel Edmondson. 46-43. Possible bench minors. Boston's a 12. Dice rolls a 64. St. Louis is a 21. No bench minors. 43 was the number. 2 through 6 is a neutral zone face-off. It's an 11. We got a rare play. So rare play. First dice rolls a 8. An 8, 46. 8, I'm not doing any injuries. Puck takes hop off the boards and catches the visiting goalie off guard. 11 through 20. 11, let's just shake the dice and I'll see what it is. It is a 13. So the puck takes a hop off the boards, catches the visiting goalie off guards. 13 through 66 is a defensive zone face-off. So I'm going to give him a shot on goal. Right now we got 6.5 minutes left. First period, face-off, down in Boston's end. Gretzky's a +1 for Boston. 5 on the +1. Disadvantage right wing. Offensive zone win for Tarasenko. Tarasenko, 41 is a 4 in the offensive zone. That is going to be a shot on goal. Tarasenko shooting through the shot range of 22. 13, Tarasenko puts it on. Tuukka Rask, 52, 27. He cannot find the puck. Tarasenko scores. St. Louis takes the 1-0 lead here in the first period as Tarasenko beats Tuukka Rask. So 14 minutes into the first period of hockey, Tarasenko for St. Louis gets his third goal of the tournament and puts St. Louis ahead 1-0. Barbashev gets his third assist, and Edmondson gets his first assist. So we got a face-off, center ice, 6 minutes left, first period, St. Louis ahead 1-0. Boston a +1 on the face-off, 5 on the +1. Disadvantage right wing. And here comes Tarasenko again. Flying down the ice. 42. 42's a 2. Tarasenko gets another shot at the goalie. Shot range of 22. Lets it rip. It's a 36. This time he is out of the range. Tuukka Rask. 53 is a 6, and he holds it for a face-off down in Boston's end. 5.5 minutes left. First period of action. +1 on the face-off for Boston. Advantage left defenseman. Gretzky trying to bring it out of the defensive zone. 51's a 6. He works it up there for a neutral zone face-off. 5 minutes left here. We're bringing out the number 3 lines. Out comes the Sundqvist line. We're going back with the number 1 defense pairings. Number 3 lines coming out. Akari with Wagner and Heenan. We got the face-off. Center ice between Sundqvist and Akari. Even. 2 versus a 2. We got a 6 on the even. Visiting right wing. And here comes Wagner. Boston. Coming down the ice. 51's a 2. Wagner is going to get a shot. Shot range of 16. Wagner's shot, his 51 is out of the range. 6th shot on goal for Boston. Biddington. 52's a 27. Cannot make a clean save. They got to try and clear it. They have a clearing of 9. It's a 5. We're in a face-off down in St. Louis's end. 4.5 minutes left. First period. 2 versus the 2. We got a 6. Visiting right wing. Offensive zone win. Wagner. 35 is a 3. And an offensive zone win. Possible tip in. 5. Their second highest gets a 6. Second highest would be Heenan. A 5-6 tip in. 5-6 tip in. +2. So 23. 21 becomes a 23 for Heenan. Out of the range. 7th shot on goal for Boston. St. Louis, Biddington, 64 is a 4. Saves it to the left wing. Patrick Maroon. 4 minutes left. First period. Patrick Maroon, St. Louis on the attack. 44 is a 1. Maroon's in. He gets a shot. Shot range 15. Dice roll 63. Out of the range. 11th shot on goal. Tuukka Rask. 21 is a 23. 23 is a kicks it to the opposing right wing. Steen with the puck. St. Louis still in control. Alex Steen. 23 is a 7. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots for the block. Looking at the red dice. Red dice is a 3. Boston gets a block shot. Block shot 4 to the right wing. First block shot for Boston. Here comes Chris Wagner with the puck. Chris Wagner, 56-34. Boston, Wagner going to the penalty box with 3 minutes left in the first period. St. Louis 0 for 1 on the power play so far. On their second power play, they got the number 1 forward line, and they got Maroon, the left defenseman. He's going to play the point. Boston, the number 1 line, and Pasternak is also. They have no right wing out there. And let's play some power play hockey. O'Reilly's a 5. Bergeron's a 5. We got an even 6. Visiting right wing. We don't have a visiting right wing in there. 6. 8. Visiting centerman, Bergeron. Short-handed team, Boston with the puck. Bergeron, 46, 43. On a man disadvantage. 2 through 9 will be a face-off. It's a 4, so we have a face-off. 30 seconds into the power play. O'Reilly versus Bergeron. It's a 4. Home right defenseman. Power play. St. Louis. Pietrangelo. 43-29. Taken away by McAvoy. We are halfway through the power play. And we have 2 minutes left in the first period of action. Here comes a short-handed team, McAvoy. 22's a 2. McAvoy skates right in and gets a shot. Short-handed shot. Range 16. Fires the puck. Out of the range. 8th shot on goal for Boston. Jordan Biddington, 62 is a 4. Saves it to the left wing. We have 30 seconds left in the power play. And here comes Shen. 14 is a 30. 30 on the power play. Passer assist. Going to pass it to the second highest. So he's going to pass it to O'Reilly. 11 through 34, he gets a shot. O'Reilly does not get the shot, but they're still under control with the power play. 52-27, taken away by Bergeron. Power play is over. Pasternak back on the ice. 1 minute left in the period. Bergeron with the puck. 45 is a 7. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots for the block. Dice rolls a 5. Cannot block it. Bergeron shoots to 25. Puts it on the range. Possible goal. Biddington. 65-35. Cannot stop the goal from happening. He is beaten by Bergeron. And we are late in the first period with a tie hockey game. So at 19:28 of the first period, Boston ties it up with Bergeron getting his 3rd goal of the tournament. Marchand with his 3rd assist. Carlo got the assist. And that one was all set up by the guy playing the point out there. He could not get off the ice. They did not have the defenseman out there to block the shot. And that's what led to the scoring opportunity to tie this game up. So here we are. On the very end of the first period, we got Bergeron's a 5, O'Reilly's a 5. We got a 6. Visiting right wing. Here comes Pasternak with the puck. 32's a 4. 4 is going to drop to a 5. They got anybody with an assist of 32? They do, so Pasternak can get a shot. Shot range of 25. Pasternak shoots the puck. 10th shot on goal for Boston. Biddington. 23 is a 5, saves it to the right wing, and that is the end of the first period of action here in St. Louis. And we're going to the break tied. Go over some first period statistics here. Each team scored 1 goal. We had the goal by Tarasenko for St. Louis and the goal by Bergeron for Boston. So we are 1-1. St. Louis had 11 shots on goal. Tuukka Rask had 2 tough saves to make, and he made 1 of them. So 11 shots on goal for St. Louis. Boston had 10 shots on goal. They had 1 within the range, and Biddington could not make the save. So shots on the goal are 11-10. St. Louis over Boston. St. Louis had 4 block shots, 2 clears, and Boston 1 block shot, and they had 2 clears. So we are 1-1, and the winner of this game next week's game will be Florida versus Tampa Bay, and they'll be doing the other semifinal So the winner of this game will play the winner of the next week's semifinal between Florida and Tampa Bay. Ice is clean. All the players back on the ice. We got the number 1 lines, offensive and defensively. O'Reilly, the 5. Bergeron, the 5. Even face-off. Even 6. Visiting right wing. Pasternak, Boston. Bringing the puck down the ice. 55's a 1. Pasternak skates right in and gets a shot. Shot range of 25. 43. Out of the range. 11th shot on goal for Boston. Biddington, 34 is a 31. It's going to be another shot for Pasternak. Shot range of 25. This time Pasternak puts it on the goalie. Biddington, 25 is a 3. Comes up big. Saves it to O'Reilly. That was a big scoring opportunity for Boston. But we are tied at 1. Early second period. Here comes St. Louis. O'Reilly with the puck. 35. 35 is a 3. 3 drops all the way down to a 6. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots for a block shot. Dice rolls a 6. They cannot block it. O'Reilly's going to get a shot. His shot range is 22. 53 is out of the range. 12th shot on goal for St. Louis. Tuukka Rask. 31's a 4. Gets it to Marchand. As these teams are playing some back and forth hockey here. Here comes Brad Marchand. 44 is a 1. He skates in. Shot range of 25. 43. Out of the range. 13th shot on goal, Boston. 65 is a 35. Gives up a rebound. The highest gets a 3 on the rebound. The highest will be Pasternak. 7-3 on the rebound. Shot on goal, Pasternak, 25. Pasternak, 45. Shot out of the range. Goalie. Biddington, 65-35. Gives up another rebound. This time the second highest gets a 3. Second highest will go with Marchand. He gets a 7-3. Shot on goal to the 25. Marchand, 56. Out of the range. 5th shot on goal. The period already. 61. 61's a 6. Biddington finally makes a save. As Boston had 10 shots in the first period and 5 shots in the first minute and a half of the second period. 5 versus the 5 on the face-off. 10. Even. Home. Right wing. Defensive zone win. Perron. 26-16. And the defense wins. Interception. Left wing. 4-8. Shot on interception, left wing, interception, shot on goal, left wing. If they got a forecheck of 10, they do. So the left wing is going to get a shot on goal. Marchand, 25. Marchand shoots it out of the range. Goalie, Biddington, 55. Saves it to the right defenseman, Paracco. We are going to bring out the number 2 lines as we are 2 minutes into the second period of some wild second period of action. So it comes the Gretzky line versus the Barbashev line. St. Louis on the attack, led by Paracco. 23. 23 is a 22, taken away by the centerman, Gretzky. 2.5 minutes into the second period. David Gretzky, 64. 64 is a 7. Possible block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots for a block. Dice rolls a 5. Block shot, St. Louis. Block shot, 10 to the left defenseman. Done. And here comes St. Louis. Vince Dunn, 54, 32. Do they got a 14, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They cannot physically take the puck away. So Dunn's going to get the puck to Ivan Barbashev. St. Louis on the attack. Barbashev, 65's a 29. Boston does take the puck away. As here comes Charlie McAvoy, Boston. The other way, 23's a 22. Chipped off the puck. Even Barbashev with the puck. St. Louis on the attack. Barbashev, 43's a 29. Goes back to McAvoy. 16 minutes left here. Second period, tie game. 55 is a 4. 4 drops to a 6. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots for a block. Dice rolls a 3. St. Louis gets a block shot. Block shot for a face-off in St. Louis's end. We're going to bring out the number 3 forward lines with the number 2 defense pairings. Little break in the action here. 1-1 game. Still early, second period. Face off, down in, St. Louis's end. Sundqvist is a 2, Akari's a 2. Even face off, even 7. Home centerman. Sundqvist trying to bring it out of the defensive end. 56-33. That is going to go to the burger chart to see if we might have a penalty. 66. Neutral zone face-off, no penalty. And so far we had 3 power plays in the game so far. Even 2 versus 2, center ice face-off, 6. Visiting right wing. Chris Wagner with the puck. 25's a 1. Wagner skates right in and gets a shot. Shot range of 16. Lets it go. 34. Out of the range. 17th shot on goal for Boston. Biddington, 14's a 30. 30. He is going to give up a shot to the opposing centerman. Akari gets a shot. Shot range of 14. Out of the range. Akari. 18th shot on goal. Here comes Biddington. He saves it to the left defenseman, Bouwmeester. St. Louis with the puck. Jay Bouwmeester. 21. 21's a 31. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 31. Puck is taken away by the left defenseman, Krug. 6 minutes into the period. Torrey Krug. 54-32. They need 14 to take it away. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They cannot take it away. Krug gets the puck to Heenan. Boston. Heenan on the attack. 35 is a 4. Stays a 4. Heenan gets a shot. Shot range of 21. Out of the range. Boston, Pepper, and Biddington. 19th shot on goal. Biddington, 42's a 4. Saves it to the left wing. Patrick Maroon. St. Louis coming back the other way. They only got 1 shot on goal this period. Patrick Maroon, 63's a 25. Taken away again. This time to right defenseman Shara. Takes it behind the net. And they're going to bring out the number 4 forward lines. As both teams get their changes in. And here comes Zdeno Chara with the puck for Boston. 24's a 9. Block shot, left defenseman Bouwmeester. And here comes St. Louis, Bouwmeester. 24-27. Taken away by the centerman, Curley. 12.5 minutes left. Second period. 15. 15's a 1. Curley skates right in. Shot range 14. Curley puts it on. Biddington. 66. Saves it to the left defenseman. Curley. Point blank range gets stoned. Big save by Biddington. And here comes Bouwmeester. Bringing it back the other way. 21. 21's a 31. 5, 6, 7. Taken away by the left defenseman. Krug, left defenseman. 13's a 7. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They get the block. They block it to the left wing. Here comes Sanford. Left wing. 54, 32. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh. Taken away by the left wing. So you got all kinds of physical presence out there. Nordstrom, left wing, number 4 line. Here they come. 21 to 31. 4, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Taken away by the left defenseman, Bouwmeester. St. Louis, little back and forth again. Bouwmeester, 43 is a 29. Left defenseman, Krug. 10.5 minutes left here. First period. Boston, Krug. 66 is a 1. He skates right in. Shot range of 12. Out of the range. 11th shot on goal of the period for Boston. 26 is a 20. Kicks it. The right defenseman, Shara, has it now. And they have to get a change in. It's a 2. Dumps it down the ice. They're going to come out with the number 1s and the number 3s. Now we're going back the other way for a change on the fly. It's a 5. It's going to be a corner battle. And it's going to be the centerman on the corner battle. No, it's going to be not the centerman. Dice roll was a 1. So it'll be the left wing on the corner battle. Right defenseman, left wing, 11 versus the 9. Corner battle, gets it to the highest shot frequency. Slot battle, O'Reilly. 2-4 on a slot battle. Right defenseman. So 5 versus the right defenseman, 6. Taken away by Moore for Boston. 9.5 minutes left in the period. Here comes Boston with the puck. Johnny Moore starting to play. 36-33. Possible penalty. Burger chart. 46. 46 is checked for misconduct. Otherwise, no misconduct on him. So we got a face-off. Center ice. We have 9 minutes left. Second period. 1-1 hockey game. We got a couple 5s out there for the face-off. 7. Home centerman, O'Reilly. Here comes St. Louis. O'Reilly, 12-25. Taken away. Johnny Moore, the right defenseman. Johnny Moore, snake eyes is a 1. He skates right in. Shot range of 13. 32. 22nd shot on goal. Biddington, 41 is a 6. He holds it for a face-off. We're going with the number 2 lines coming out now. So we got the Barbashev line coming out versus the Gretzky line. Defensive zone face-off. Gretzky's a +1, 7, +1, advantage right wing. Offensive zone win coil. 54-32, offense wins. Physical 16, 3, 6, 7, 8. They are not up that high. He's going to get the puck to DeBrusk. Boston on the attack. DeBrusk, 52-27, taken away. St. Louis, Barbashev, 7.5 minutes left. Second period, 1-1 hockey game, 21-31, taken away by the left defenseman. And here comes Boston. Gretzky, 56-34, going to the penalty box. St. Louis going to have their third power play as Matt Gretzky takes a penalty. Here comes St. Louis out on their third power play, as they got the number 1 lines out there. They got the number 1 defense pairings. Boston coils and take B in the box. The right wing's in there. So here we go. Power play. St. Louis, 5 versus the 3. +2. 4 on the +2. Advantage left defenseman done on the power play for St. Louis. 61's a 28. No right wing out there. Done still with the puck. 62's a 8. 8 on the power play. Forecheck a 10. 4. Oh, they do get a shot on goal. Dunn's in a shoot to 15. Add 3. So 16, 21, 22. Power play. Shot range 22. Dunn fires the puck. Only the second shot on goal of the period for St. Louis. Tuukka Rask. 32's a 26. They got to try and clear it with an 8. They clear it. We got a face off. That eats up 30 seconds of the power play. So St. Louis, although they've been outplayed bad in the second period, they're battling in there, and a power play goal could actually give them the lead. +3 for O'Leary. The 4 on the +3. Disadvantage left defenseman. Here comes the shorthanded team. Charlie McAvoy. 45's a 26. Back to Shen on the power play. Braden Shen. Snake Eyes is a 1. He skates right in. 21 goes up to 24. Shot range of 24. He shoots it out of the range. 14th shot on goal. Tuukka Rask. 24. 24 is a 19. Back to the left defenseman. That eats up 30 seconds of the power play. So 1 minute left in the power play. Done. Bringing them down. 21 is a 31. Power play, 31. Physical, 12. 3, 6, 7, 8. They cannot take the puck away. Dunn gets the puck to Perron. Here comes David Perron on the power play. 35. 35's a 4. Possible tip in. Second highest gets a 1. 6. 6. Paracco, a 6-1 on a tip in. A wide shot. Can McAvoy and Carlo clear it? They cannot clear it. It's 1 above the 8. Is it the 9? They cannot clear the wide shot. Wide shot 10. Puck deflects off the glass into the crowd for a neutral zone face-off. We got 30 seconds left in the power play. We're going to have a face-off center ice. With 30 seconds left in the power play and 5 minutes left in the period, got some fresh legs out there. We got Sundqvist versus Akari. 2 versus a 2. We got an 8. Visiting centerman. Short-handed team with the puck. Akari, short-handed. 55's a 1. He's going to skate in the zone and get a shot. Shot range of 14. 32. Out of the range. 23rd shot on goal for Boston. Biddington, 31's a 3. Gets it to the centerman, Sundqvist. Both teams back to full strength. And here comes St. Louis. And we got 4.5 minutes left in the second period of a tie hockey game. Sundqvist, 66 is a 1. He skates right in. Shot range of 22. 21. Sundqvist puts it on. Tuukka Rask. 53. Holds it for a defensive zone face-off. What a huge save by Tuukka Rask to keep it at a 1-1 hockey game. 4 minutes left in the period. Face-off Boston's end. 2 versus a 2. We got a 7. Home centerman wins it in the offensive zone. Oscar Sundqvist, offensive zone. 53's a 19. Taken away by the left defenseman, Charlie McAvoy. And here comes Boston the other way. 16's a 28. What an intense battle today for the semifinal here of the tournament. 3 minutes left in the period. Charlie Steen. Not Charlie, it's Alex. 13 is a 7. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots for the block. Looking at the red dice, it's a 2. Boston gets a block shot. Block shot 9. Deflects to the centerman. Boston's second block shot of the game, and here comes the centerman, Noel Akari, 23-22. Back to Sundqvist. 2.5 minutes left. They are tired. Change on the fly. Rolls it down the ice. Out comes the number. They're going to finish up the second period with the number 2 forward lines. And the number 2 defense pairings. And now Boston with the puck. And they got to try and get some fresh legs out there. He slides it down the ice. Now comes the number 2s. Number 2s and the number 2s. Schwartz has the puck for St. Louis. And here they come the other way. Last 2.5 minutes left of the second period. 1-1 hockey game. Schwartz, 32-26. Taken away. DeBrusk. 2 minutes left in the period. Jake DeBrusk, 66 is a 1. He skates right in. Shot range of 26. 26. He puts it on the goalie. Biddington. 56. 16. Possible goal. 16-11. It's a goal. 7-12 is a goal. DeBrusk beats Biddington. All the shots on goal. Boston finally beats the goalie. And late in the second period, Boston takes the 2-1 lead. So at 18-14 of the second period, Boston, Jake DeBrusk gets his first goal of the tournament with an assist by Kretzky and one by Charo. And they take the 2-1 lead here with right around, like I said, 1.5 minutes left here in the period. So here's face-off, center ice. Kretzky's the +1, 9 on the +1. Advantage centerman. Kretzky with the puck. Boston with the lead. In the offense, they're skating down there. 22's a 1. He gets a shot. Shot range of 24. Snake Eyes puts it on. Biddington. Can Biddington stop this one? 61-60. He holds up for a defensive zone face-off. It looked like Boston might be scoring 2 goals in a row. We got a face-off. 1 minute left. Kretzky's a +1 for Boston. 8 on the +1. Disadvantaged left wing. Schwartz out of the defensive zone. 64 is a 4. Defense wins. Shot on goal. 14 is the range. Brings it down and shoots. That's only their 5th shot on goal of the period and 16th of the game. Out of the range. Rask, 23 is a 6. He holds it down there for a face-off all the way down in Boston's end with 30 seconds left in the second period of action. 7 on the +1. Advantage right wing. Coyle coming out of the defensive end. 24 is a 9. Defense wins. Taken away by the right defenseman, Pietrangelo. Here comes St. Louis with the puck. Pietrangelo, 51's a 5. 5 is in a drop to a 6. That will be a possible block shot. With a 1, 2, 3, 4 shots for the block. It's a 5. They cannot block the shot. Pietrangelo shoots out of the range by 1. 16 is shot range of the 15. Tuukka Rask, 55, saves it. And that is the end of the second period of action here in St. Louis as Boston finally, after dominating the period, scores one late with the DeBrusk, and they take the 2-1 lead here in the first semifinal of the 2025 single elimination hockey tournament. As the Zambonis clearing the ice, and we are getting ready for an exciting third period of the semifinal of the tournament. At this point in time, if you've been following along some and you haven't subscribed to my channel, would appreciate if you could take a second now and subscribe to the channel. If you've been following it, if you have a favorite team you're rooting for, If you're one of those Boston fans or St. Louis fans, would love to see a comment from you or a like. And my channel here, I got other hockey games going on. I got some baseball games. Had some horse racing, some football. Everything I put on here is the Apba stuff. So would love it if you could make a comment, like, or subscribe. And we are almost ready for the third period of action. As we get ready to drop the puck in the third period, quickly go down some statistics so far. Boston has 25 shots on goal. 5 of them were excellent scoring opportunities. But Binnington's actually been pretty good. He stopped 3 of them. St. Louis has 17 shots on goal. Only 3 of them are really good scoring opportunities. And Tuukka Rask has stopped both of those. And that gives us the 2-1 lead here for Boston. So let's drop the puck here. We got Bergeron out there with O'Reilly. We got the battle of the fives. Third period of action. 11 on the even. The visiting left defenseman. Charlie McAvoy. Boston. 23-22. Taken away by O'Reilly, the centerman. And we are underway. 30 seconds in. Here comes Ryan O'Reilly. 54 is a 32. They got 14 under intimidation. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They do not. So he is going to get the puck to David Perron. St. Louis on the attack. Perron, 22's a 1. He skates right in. Shot range of 32. Lets it go. It's a 34. Just out of the shot range. 38. That is the 18th shot on goal. Rask, 15. Easy save to the centerman, Bergeron. Here comes Boston back the other way. Patrice Bergeron with the puck. 64 is a 3. 3 is going to drop to a 5, and that will be a neutral zone face-off. 18 and a half minutes left in the period. In the game, unless it goes to overtime, it's even. Even 5. Home left wing. Shen with the puck. 16-28. Taken away by David Pastrnak. Last charge down the ice before the line change. Pastrnak, 31's a 1. He skates right in. Shot range of 25. It is a 25. Pastrnak puts it right on Binnington. Can he make another big save? 16-28. He cannot make a big save. Pastrnak, Boston scores. And Boston takes third period early. 3-1 lead. Oh, and the St. Louis crowd is booing. They're not so much booing their team, but they are booing that Boston scored the goal. So Boston with the goal by Pastrnak. His 3rd goal of the tournament. Bergeron with the 5th assist. That's the only assist given out. Boston up 3-1. And we got the number 2 lines coming out, and we're ready to play some more hockey. With St. Louis has to get something going as they've been getting dominated by this Boston Bruin team. +1, Boston. Gretzky on the face-off. Disadvantage right wing. Here comes Tarasenko. And St. Louis, Tarasenko. 65 is a 29. Taken away by McAvoy. And Boston coming back the other lead. The other way. McAvoy. 16's a 28. Goes back to Tarasenko. 3.5 minutes into the third period. St. Louis, Tarasenko. 45 is a 7. Possible block. Add 2 to the 4 to the 5. We got 5 shots for the block. It is a 1. Block shot, Boston. Face off. All the way down in Boston's end. Barbashev. 2. Gretzky a 3. +1 Boston. 5. +1. Disadvantage right wing. Offensive zone win for Tarasenko. St. Louis, 32 is a 4, and an offensive zone win. He gets a shot. Shot range of 22. Tarasenko fires the puck. 63, out of the range. 19th shot on goal for St. Louis. Tuukka Rask, 61 is a 22. Kicks it to the opposing left wing. Jaden Schwartz, St. Louis, trying to set up a play. Jaden Schwartz, 41's a 42. Possible bench minors. We got a 12 for Boston on the bench minor. So 22. 21 for St. Louis. St. Louis is going to the box on a bench minor. Boston, with a 3-1 lead, is going on the power play when we return. So Boston brings out the #1 power play team with Marchand, Bergeron, Pasternak, and DeBrus playing the left point. Because they got the 3-1 lead, and a power play goal could go a long ways towards putting them in the finals. So Bergeron's a 5, Sundqvist is a 2, +3, 5, +3. Disadvantage right wing, and there's not even a right wing in there. 3 on the +3. Advantage left defenseman. DeBrusque playing the point. Has the puck. 65-29. Taken away by Bouwmeester. 30 seconds of the power play gone. It's only Boston's second power play of the game. Here comes Jay Bouwmeester. 44 is a 5. 5 will be a neutral zone face-off. We are halfway through the power play. If St. Louis has to fight this one off. +3, 6, +3. Advantage centerman, Bergeron on the power play. 36-33. Bergeron's going to the penalty box, and we're going to have a little bit of 4-on-4 hockey. "30 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey." So we got 30 seconds left in the St. Louis penalty, so we got 30 seconds of 4-on-4, and then St. Louis will go on their 4th power play. So face-off, center ice, even, 2 versus the 2. We got a 5 on even, the home left wing, 4-on-4, Patrick Maroon, 16's a 28, using a forecheck 3, interception and shot on goal right wing. There's not a right wing in there. Patrick Maroon still with the puck. 46 is a 42. Possible bench minor. First goes Boston. 12, no bench minor. 21, no bench minor. 2 through 7 is a neutral zone face-off, and that's what we have is a neutral zone face-off. And that is the end of St. Louis's penalty. And they'll be going on the power play. So as they fight off the power play there, now they got 90 seconds to try and score a goal here while they're on the power play. So St. Louis is on the power play. As we got 13 minutes left in the period. Boston leading 3-1. Face off. Center ice. O'Reilly +3. 8. +3. Advantage right wing Perron. Power play. St. Louis. David Perron. 61's a 28. Not a right wing out there, so Perron still working a puck around. 52's a 27. This time it's taken away by Akare. That eats up 30 seconds of the power play. 1 minute left. Here comes the shorthanded team. Akare, shorthanded. 65's a 35. 35 goes to a 34. It is going to be a penalty for Akare. And we are going to have a 2-man advantage for St. Louis. So for 30 seconds here, St. Louis has a 2-man advantage as they're battling to try to get back in this hockey game. So we got the face-off. We got the 5 versus Curly's a 3, +2. St. Louis on the face-off, 11 on the +2. Advantage right wing, 2-man advantage. David Perron, 14's a 30. Gonna make a pass to the highest guy. Assist to 32. So O'Reilly has the puck. 2-man advantage. 22 is a 1. He skates right in. Shot range +10. So 22 becomes a 32. Fires the puck. 21. O'Reilly puts it on with a shot range of 32. It's a 21. Can Rask make the save? 16-28. Cannot. And with the two-man advantage, St. Louis scores the goal to make this a 3-2 hockey game. And we've got some stuff brewing here in St. Louis. So 8:48 into the third period, O'Reilly gets his third goal of the tournament here with his Shen gets the assist, his fourth assist, and Parako gets his third assist. That was 5-on-3. Cuts the lead to 3-2. So Boston brings one guy to the penalty box. And right now, St. Louis is still on the power play for another 90 seconds here as they try to get the equalizer. As we have a +2 for O'Reilly on the faceoff for St. Louis. 12 on the +2. Disadvantaged left defenseman. Here comes Torrey Krug in Boston. Shorthanded team. 13's a 7. That'll be a neutral zone faceoff. We're down to 1 minute left in the power play. O'Reilly, +2. 7 on the +2. Advantage center. O'Reilly on the power play. 16's a 28. There's not a right wing out there. O'Reilly still has the puck. 14 is a 30. 30 on the power play. He used the passer assist rating. Number 2 is going to be the highest shot frequency guy. So he's going to pass it to Perrin with an assist of 36. Perrin's going to get a shot. Shot range of 32, which goes up to 35. Perrin fires the puck. He puts it on the goalie. Tuukka Rask. Can he make the save? 36. 33. He could not make the save. And we are tied. As St. Louis has scored back-to-back power plays to tie this hockey game up at 3. What an incredible change of events here in St. Louis, and the crowd is going absolutely crazy. So 9:21 into the third period, St. Louis ties the game up with David Perron getting his second goal of the tournament. O'Reilly with the assist, his first assist, and we are tied at 3. And we are finally back to 5-on-5 hockey. That's a new hockey game. And we got Bergeron. He's a 5 versus O'Reilly's a 5. Even 9. Visiting left wing. Here comes Marchand with the puck. 14 is a 30. That will be an icing. So we got a face-off in Boston's end. 5 versus the 5. We got a 7. Home centerman. St. Louis wins it in the offensive zone. 26 is a 15. 15 in the offensive zone. Gonna pass it with it's on our side. Gonna pass it to the second highest. This time he'll pass it to Shen. 11-36. Shen has the puck. Here comes St. Louis. Shen with the puck. 43 is a 29. Taken away by Matt Gretzlik. 9.5 minutes left in the hockey game. 3-3 hockey game. Conference semifinal. Winner goes to the championship. 46 is a 42. Possible bench minor. St. Louis 21. No bench minor. Boston 12. No bench minors. 42. 42-9. We have ourselves a rare. No, wait a minute. 42-9. We have a neutral zone face-off. Look at the right chart there. So here we are. 9 minutes left in the game. 5 versus a 5. It's a 10. Home right wing. Perron with the puck. Skating down. 26 is a 16. 16 drops to an 18. 18 will be taken away by the right wing. Pasternak. Boston with the puck. Pasternak, 56. 34. Pasternak going to the penalty box again. And St. Louis will be going on another power play here with 8 minutes left in regulation. Wasn't very long ago, Boston seemed to be in control of this game as they dominated the second period. Now in the third period, They took the third penalty in a row. Out comes the number 2 power play unit for St. Louis with Schwartz, Barbashev, Terashenko, a Maroon playing the point. And Boston will not have a right wing in. We got 8 minutes left in regulation. +1 for Boston's Gretzky, +1. Advantage right defenseman. And here comes a shorthanded team. Johnny Moore, shorthanded. 46 is a 43. Man disadvantage. 2 through 9 will be a face-off. So we face off center ice. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Face off center ice. Gretzky +1, 2. We got a 2-9 on the +1. Both of them are booted out. So DeBrusk be in so it's a 0 versus a 0. So it's even 6. Visiting right wing. No visiting right wing in there. 6. No visiting right wing in there. 5. Home left wing wins the face-off. Schwartz, St. Louis, on the power play. 64 is a 4. On the power play, possible tip in here. Their highest gets a 6. The highest on the tip in would be 8 for Terashenko. An 8-6. Terashenko gets a +4 on top of the +3, so a +7. So 22 becomes a 33 on the tip in. Out of the range. What a scoring possibility there for St. Louis. 22 is a 2, saves it to the right defenseman. And here comes Boston with the puck. We have 1 minute left in the shorthanded, or in the power play. Shorthanded team with the puck. 31's a 6. Neutral zone face-off. 30 seconds away from playing some 5-on-5 hockey. +1, 11. +1. Advantage right defenseman. Shorthanded team. Johnny Moore. 61-28. Taken away by the right wing. Terashenko on the power play. 44. He skates in. 22 gets bumped up to 25 on the shot range. 14. He puts it on the goalie. Tuukka Rask. 13's a 5. Holds it for a defensive zone face-off. Wow, St. Louis took a bid to take the lead in the game, but Tuukka Rask comes up huge. We have a face-off in Boston's end. Power play is over. 6 minutes left in regulation. Boy, what a game this has been, as we got the face-off down in Boston's end. 6 minutes left. Regulation, 3-3. Barbashev's a 2. Gretzky's a 3. +1 on the face-off for Boston. 9 on the +1. Advantage center. Boston trying to bring it out of the defensive Gretzky. 55 is a 2. He does. And he's going to get a shot. Shot range of 24. Out of the range. That's only Boston's second shot on goal of the period after last period having 15. Out of the range. Biddington. 24 is a 19. Kicks it to the left defenseman. Boston still with the puck. 5.5 minutes left in regulation. Here comes Gretzky. 56-34. Gretzky is going to the penalty box as Boston non-stop prayed to the penalty box. This might be killing their chance of going to the finals. As we got 5 minutes left in regulation, and St. Louis going on the power play again. So Boston Gretzky takes Boston's 7th penalty. As St. Louis going on their 7th power play. They scored 2 goals on the power play so far. They got the number 2 power play line out there with Schwartz, Barbashev, and Terashenko. Maroon playing the point. And we got 5 minutes left here in regulation. Boston has to fight this thing off. 6 on the even. Visiting right wing. There's not a visiting right wing out there. 3 on the even home left defenseman. Here comes Maroon. Playing the point. St. Louis, Maroon, 54. 32. Physical 16. They're not going to have no physical 16. Intercepted. So he's going to pass it to whoever he wants. And he is going to pass it to Barbashev. Maroon to Barbashev on the power play. 32's a 26. Taken away by the left wing. Heenan eats up 30 seconds of the power play. 90 seconds left in the power play. Here comes a shorthanded team. Danton Heenan, shorthanded. 46 is a 41. Man disadvantage. Face off. Another 30 seconds gone. 1 minute left in the power play. Even. Even 8. Visiting. Center. Shorthanded team. Akare. 54, 32. Man disadvantage. Physical 12. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They take it away. Interception to right defenseman. Pietrangelo. St. Louis on a power play. Pietrangelo, 35 is a 5 on the power play. He skates right in and gets a shot. This 15 goes up to 22. Fires the puck. Out of the range. 7th shot on goal of the period. Tuukka Rask, 56, 34. Holds it for a face-off down in Boston's end. Another 30 seconds chewed off the power play. So 30 seconds left in the power play. We got the even on the face-off, the even 10, the home right wing. Tarashenko. Power play. St. Louis, Tarashenko. 35 is a 2. He skates in. 22 goes up to 25 on the shot range. Tarashenko fires it. It's a 66. It's out of the range. Tuukka Rask, 66. Saves it to the left defenseman. Power play over. Wagner back out on the ice. And they're going to get a change on the fly. 4. And they're going to go bring out with the number 1s and the number 1s. And that's how this game will end up, with the number 1s versus the number 1s. As we are tied up and we're looking at a possible overtime game. So that is a corner battle. Left defenseman, right wing, 8 versus the 11. Maroon holds on to the puck. Change on the fly coming the other way. It's a 3. Out comes the number 1 lines. With the number 1 defense pairings. And we go to overtime. We'll just play regular hockey till this game is over. Here comes Pasternak. Boston. 45. 45's a 7. Possible block. 2, 3, 4, 5 shots for the block. Looking at the red dice. It's a 2. Block shot. St. Louis. 2, 9 on the block shot. Blocks it to the centerman. O'Reilly has it. Here comes St. Louis coming the other way. O'Reilly, 34, 31. 31. Can they take the puck away with the 10? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Taken away by the left defenseman, McAvoy. 2.5 minutes left in regulation. McAvoy, 12's at 25. Goes back to Paracco. 2 minutes left. Colton Paracco, 12's at 25. Goes over to Brandon Carlo. 90 seconds left. Boston on the attack. Carlo, 13's a 22. Back and forth. 22 goes to O'Reilly. St. Louis, Ryan O'Reilly. 21's a 31. Taken away by the left defenseman, McAvoy. 30 seconds left in regulation. McAvoy, snake eyes is a 1. He skates in. Shot range of 16. It's a 13. McAvoy puts it on the goalie. Biddington. 52, oh my golly, Boston scores right at the end of regulation. And Boston's going to win this game 4-3. Oh boy, the defenseman McAvoy goes down the ice and bears it past Biddington. What an ending to an awesome hockey game. So at 19:59 of the third period, Boston McAvoy got his second goal with an assist, number 6 assist for Bergeron and number 2 for Pasternak. Buries the puck. Biddington could not make the save. And Boston, in dramatic fashion, after blowing the 3-1 lead with a parade of guys going to the penalty box, somehow pulls this one out of the fire as they celebrate in St. Louis. Actually, we have one face-off left here to end the game here. But Boston leading 4-3. Face-off center ice, Bergeron, O'Reilly. It's a 9. Visiting left wing. And that is it. Not enough time for even to make a play with only 1 second left here. And the final score here is Boston 4, St. Louis 3. And I'll be back in a second with some statistics. So a recap of the hockey game. And what happened here is just, to me, it's just what makes Apba Hockey. I don't know, I don't play the hockey games, but it has to be one of the best hockey games out there. McAvoy scores the goal at 19:59. Boston wins this thing 4-3, as I thought for sure it was going to overtime. Boston had 15 shots on goal in the second period. The third period, they only had 3 shots on goal. 2 of them were within the range, and both of them beat Biddington. So after the second period, they dominated. Third period with just the 3 shots on goals, but it's all it took. So the final here today, Boston had 4 goals, 28 shots on goal, 7 scoring chances. Boston took 7 penalties for 14 minutes. They were 0 for 2 on the power play. St. Louis had 3 goals today, 25 shots on goal, 6 scoring opportunities, 2 penalties for 4 minutes. They were 2 for 7 on the power play, as they scored on the 5-on-3, and they scored on the even on the regular power play on the 5-on-4 to tie this thing up. And looking like they had everything going for St. Louis. And then Boston, McAvoy out of nowhere scores the winner. Now on to the brackets here. Boston beat St. Louis 4-3, so they are in the finals. And they'll be waiting on next Saturday's game of the week winner, the 23-24 Florida Panthers versus the 2019-2020 Tampa Bay Lightning. So what an exciting game. If that game could be nearly as exciting as this one, we'd be watching some really good hockey next Saturday too. So hope you guys followed along. If you enjoyed it, any likes, anything, any comments, love to hear it all. If you're a big Boston fan, would like to hear some comments. So that is it from Bay City, Michigan, with the Apba Saturday Hockey Game of the Week. As Boston, once again, final score, Boston 4, St. Louis 3. And as always, thanks for watching Apba Hockey. It is the best hockey game out there, in my opinion. Have a great week.